Hello, this is John with Cut DC TV, and my young friend Jimmy and I went down to the Occupy Richmond place where they're camping out. It's a beautiful, like an estate, about a 4-acre area, and we got to check out the camp, talk to some of the nice folks out there. Occupy Richmond.
3 days ago, New York got kicked out of their park, and they took down all their tents and threw away all their books and food and all that. But they took the park back yesterday.
They threw the tents away?
A lot of their tents they threw away.
Wouldn't that be theft?
Yeah, our city did the same thing.
What, threw them away?
Threw our tents away, threw our food away, medicine, clothing. Yeah, it is theft. It's brutal theft, and it's bad. And our mayor, who happens to be a pastor, I don't know. I think there are some moral issues there on his part that that needs to be addressed, and also again some theft, some criminal charges might need to be brought up.
No more fouls. I was complying. I was packing my stuff, getting it on my bicycle, and trying to leave. I was in the process of taking down my tent, and they told me either leave or go to jail. So I left, and I watched them slash my tent. I was
That's terrible.
Upset about that.
That is really bad.
Especially because I was living in that tent full time at the time. I mean, I am homeless.
So this is all of the stuff and the signs and things that people said at Canal Plaza, and so we're taking a piece of it. We're going to make a flag out of it that's going to be flown at Occupy Wall Street.
Mm-hmm.
And so,
what's your name?
Nicole.
Hey, Nicole.
Hi.
A lot of my friends lost their bicycles in that event. They were chained to the poles around the park and in the park, and the police ripped the locks off and threw their bikes in the trash.
Hey, my name's Daniel. I'm here because I love America.
I like that. That's good. What are some of the things that you think needs to change?
I think that there needs to be more equality. Not everyone has the same thing, but everyone has the same opportunities and the same access to our public institutions.
So opportunity is an important thing.
Definitely.
I think
do unto others that you have them doing to you? I mean, wouldn't that be perfect world?
Well, yeah, and I don't think that people think that the utopia is unrealistic, but nothing is unrealistic. Just because we haven't done it before doesn't mean it can't be done. They
were not hostile, and they were also interested in communicating with other people, with people in the Tea Party as well. One thing that I had a hunch that that there were some commonalities in some of the issues that we were concerned about, especially dealing with financial issues, the crash, the banking situation. And indeed that was true. Many of these people are familiar, and some of them actually knew a lot about the privately run Federal Reserve that operates in a sense like a financial dictatorship, the central banks around the world that control the financial system. And it's important that a lot of these people did understand those things. And this is something that a lot of people in the Tea Party also understand. And I believe that many of these Occupy people would be willing to work with Tea Party folks on some of these financial issues. Another one, now this was a flyer that was given to me, reverse Robin Hood. That's actually something that I'd said before, reverse redistribution of wealth, from the poor to the banksters. But there's some actually some good information here, and one thing that this flyer is endorsing is to reinstate the the Glass-Steagall Act, which I agree with. I think that is one of the most important things we can do to separate investment banking from commercial banking, and that was done away with in 1999. So this is another issue a lot of Tea Party people can get behind, and I think that actually, if the Glass-Steagall Act had not been removed, we probably would not have had the huge crash in 08 and 09. Okay, Jeremy, now you're a part of the Occupy movement here in Richmond. Let me ask you a question. What do you think about the Patriot Act?
I think it's frightening and horrible.
Well, I have to agree with you.
Yeah. I think it gives way too much power to the government. I think it short circuits due process. I think it's being used outside of terrorism now to sort of drug raids and other kinds of things that don't have anything to do with terrorism. And it's a clear sign that the government will always take a mile when we give them an inch, and that's a reason to not give them even a centimeter.
So you feel that it's leading us towards totalitarianism?
If we're not already there yet, yeah.
Right. How about Homeland Security?
It sounds like something from Nazi Germany.
I agree. How about this latest defense authorization bill that was passed? Did you keep up with that?
To the extent that I could, yeah. I mean, it sounds like it's another attempt to push something really that deserves a lot of attention into a broad omnibus bill. It's a common tactic they use, and it's also completely unconstitutional.
Right.
Immoral.
Regarding the detainment of American citizens indefinitely without charges?
It's playing legalistic games to redefine the terms battlefield, to redefine what it means for the United States to be in an armed conflict. And, I would just go, I think Ron Paul gets it right where we don't declare wars anymore, and that totally short circuits the process that the Constitution lays out for how we do this kind of thing. And what they're trying to do is come up with a shadow system of laws that can preempt the Constitution, which of course is wrong.
Not everybody in the Occupy movement are considered Marxists, in my opinion, but there are a lot of Marxist or socialist-leaning people, and especially the young people that come out of college, and they're being brainwashed with this. But there are also libertarians and people that support the Constitution. But one thing that I find, and this is pervasive, in just about everybody I interview, all of them are against the police state regulations, agencies like the Patriot Acts, Department of Homeland Security. They hate the TSA making people go through naked X-ray scanners and criminally groping people. Of course, that's ridiculous, but they're against those things. And that's really good because they're actually on the side of the Constitution. How many of the Occupy people agree with you regarding these police state issues?
Well, I can only give you my guess because I actually am not comfortable speaking for them.
Obviously.
But my guess would be that just about all of them
really
agree with me.
Oh,
yes.
that's very important. Do you know why it's so important? Because many Tea Party people actually agree with you.
Well, I think that one of the things that the establishment fears more than anything else would be some sort of left-right coalition against the corporate center. And when I say corporate, I mean sort of the established nexus of powers that that play us off against each other in order to get what they want. And a real left-right coalition that could define a narrow area where no longer that establishment status quo is acceptable would be their worst nightmare.
Who is the oppressor? Can someone
The first
come?
three?
Okay. Is he the oppressor?
Who? Yes.
He's an oppressor?
The bars. They're all
Is he an oppressor?
No.
That they were leaderless. At least a couple of people said that they were leaderless. I would have to respond that they're absolutely not leaderless. Just like the Tea Party, there's a Tea Party within the Tea Party, but the Republican, the GOP-controlled Tea Party with the Sarah Palins and the Michelle Bachmans, that's an establishment thing. They're basically promoting the GOP agenda. And there's a lot of control structurally with the Tea Party. Well, there also is, from what I can tell, with the Occupy movement. Also, when you watch coverage about the Occupy movement, it's always we are the 99%. We are the 99%. Tax the rich and redistribute. Well, when you talk to the people, you find out that there's a lot more to it than just that. And personally, I believe that's what the establishment, the leadership that is in a sense co-opting this group, that is what they are pushing.
Do we agree that this removed the power from him? Sure. Not completely. Not really. Can someone else come in? And you don't have to choose the same person. You can tap anyone.
Oh, I'm moving you out. Okay. Well, I'm not going to keep it.
Anything you can hold. What did this do to the image?